All right, guys, it is Rick Ginn, and we are live. Today, we're talking about how to generate not just a few leads, but hundreds of leads a month. And honestly, I don't think I've shared this technique multiple times, but I'm going to refresh it on you. And it's going to be a little bit outside what you're comfortable doing, but the fact that you're viewing me on social media is proof positive that this technique is going to work. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So, I love the power of the media and the ability to use YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, Snapchat, everything else, TikTok. We could all argue about like the validity of the companies, but the bottom line is it is a way to bring people together and to share what you do. So, knowing that, listen, I've bought TikTok forever, but it is actually, I've connected with so many people off TikTok, even though they don't really support wholesaling. It doesn't matter how people find you, it's how you get to the people. So, if you have never considered using social media to actually find leads, no, I'm not going to talk about doing Facebook paid leads, Instagram, Google, or anything like that. As usual, we're going to talk about 100% free ways to do it. And I'm telling you, the number one reason people aren't going to use the technique that I'm about to share today is because they're scared. And if you're scared and you're a little bit nervous, welcome to wholesaling. This is how it works. So today we're talking all about generating online leads, but I'm not talking about the paid types. So I'm going to show you how to get to it. So if you are brand new to my content, I want you to go over to, I'm going to splash on the bottom here, freewholesaling.com. This is a 100% free course. Jump into that, get yourself started. I will let that roll for a momento. Actually, let me take this off. I don't like too many distractions. So what's Rick talking about? Is he talking about digital bandit signs? What's he talking about? No, we're going to talk about the power of social media and how you can use it in your business. So I've always told you, you got a choice in life. I'll put it on the screen here. You can either use social media or be used by social media. You have to decide. You're going to create content or you're going to consume content. For the most part, 95% of Americans, probably 90, consume the content. So if you know that, and you guys listen, I'm talking to a lot of people that are addicted to their phones that are actually on this video right now, is I was never really addicted to consuming content, but once you start creating it, you look at social media completely different. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the innate ability that we know that people in the United States and around the world want to consume a voracious amount of content, especially on wholesaling. And we're going to show you how to use it as the wholesaler so you can actually leverage leads off this. I know it's not talked about it because it's free, but it doesn't mean it's not valid. And you've got to understand. And if you can master what I do from this and get over yourself and your ego and what other people think of you, then this is a way. If you can just connect with one or two more home sellers, then I've done my job. But if you become very proficient at this, you can connect with hundreds, if not thousands, throughout the rest of the year. I use this even when it wasn't sorry about that, an extremely powerful technique. And I will tell you today, it works very well. So what do I mean by this? As I said right now, either use or be used by social media. I want to get you on the other side of the equation. You've got to limit your consumption of social media because a lot of it is just its job is to take your attention. So if you know that, why not use it towards your advantage in wholesaling? So because we are not typical sellers, we don't sell cars, we don't sell RVs, we don't sell boats, I don't sell widgets, and I'm definitely not a realtor. How the hell do I get my services across on social media? So always start with free. These people that tell you to do paid ads, I guarantee they have a course to sell you or they're a media consultant. And all of them are looking to take money out of your pocket. That's all they care about it. You've got to get on the other side of creating content to where you can actually get customers, AKA sellers. Let me show you how to do it. It's really cool. So the first thing we got to do is you got to understand the philosophy. So let me ask you, do you think pictures are more powerful than people's text? So think about when you post on social media, the engagement when you put in a picture statistically is going to be about 5 to 7 times of just a text post. Why? Because the human mind likes to see things and they love the read. If you take the visual away, then you're basically just reading a book. Not saying it doesn't work, but it doesn't gravitate what you're trying to get across. So if we know pictures are worth 1,000 words, you know where I'm going with this next one. My God, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, let me ask you this. What's a video worth? What's the power of videos? If a picture's worth 1,000 words, I would say a video is 10x, if not 100x times that. Why? Because you create little mini versions of yourself, basically advertising the services that you offer to your customers. And it's an end game. Don't get me wrong. We are looking for a very, very niche type of customer. I'm not looking for everyone who just wants to sell their house. That's what realtors do. But if you can just get in front of that 1 or 2 people and make that difference, the power of video is unbelievable. Now, here's the truth of it. Most people freak out when they're on video. They get upset. Full disclosure, I wasn't overly crazy when I got videoed, when I kind of got into like talking to you guys. And after a while, my son actually convinced me. He said, listen, just show them the content, show them how to wholesaling. Stop worrying about you. And once I did that, I don't care. Like, honestly, I know this isn't for everyone. And if you're watching this, you're probably like, man, how can I figure out a wholesaling? And you connect, and you're not like judging me based on my appearance, what I sound like, and what I look like, which honestly, I don't care. But that's the biggest problem. When people go to video, you guys spend so much time, hair and makeup people trying to do it. Stop it. People don't care. If anything, if me and Zach haven't showed you, just get in front of the camera and shoot. So a video is so much better. The techniques I'm about to show you is short form videos are the best. How long? 30 seconds to a minute. That's all you need. My God, what am I going to do? Say for 30 seconds a minute. I'll show you. It's like really, really easy. Guys, grasp this concept, either used or be used by social media. So the first thing is we have text. Boring. It's like reading a book. Then you have pictures and text. Pretty cool. A lot more engagement. If you have video, text, and maybe a pic, everyone's going to notice your comments. End of story. Now, remember, the whole point of this is just to expose people that have never seen our services or what we do. That's it. I am not selling insurance. I am not selling coffee cups, anything like that. So we don't really market to the masses. But the reality is, if you help enough people out, eventually you're going to be introduced to someone else that you can potentially buy their property. Now, what other types of people do I find on these posts? I find JV partners, one of the biggest ones. Oh my God, huge. I find cash buyers. I find people that can help me out with services I want to do, either pictures or boots on the ground, notaries, all sorts of stuff. I found most of them by doing like these social media posts. Now, I did this when it was super like unknown, unpopular, and it worked real well. And I'm going to share you the simple secrets on how to put it together in today's live stream. So don't worry, it's recorded. Yes, we are live. I promise you, 5/13/24. And it's 5 something right now. So let's jump into it and let's see what we can do. So if we know this, pics and videos dominate over traditional text. So don't ever, if you want to make an advertisement for yourself, promoting your own business, as you as a wholesaler, you can't just put up a text. You're literally wasting your time. I don't know why anybody would do that. Maybe you just want to brag amongst your friends. That's not the one I'm going to recommend doing it. So if we know that, we got to answer 4 key items when we do this. So what I want to do is run with it, run through this. And to be honest with you, this is going to be pretty much the same for like most industries. And I'm going to show you how to separate yourself while doing this, because we all know wholesaling is a very unique business that we do. I love it to death. Honestly, I'm the biggest fan of wholesaling. You're never going to meet a bigger fan than me. And just, I've been doing this 21 years. I don't talk about any fear-mongering strategies that every guru says right now. It's like, it just seems like the gurus just want us all to go away and they're like, everything's going to be outlawed and illegal. And it's like they're rooting against the common wholesaler. And I don't know why that is. I digress though, but I'm here to show you how to get hundreds of leads with our social media strategy. So let's talk about the 4 questions we have to answer. I'm going to put them up on my screen. So number 1, who are you? And so this one pertains to you personally. Who are you? Like, what are you? Like, how do you sum yourself up? And this is the part where you actually talk about who you are. And here's the difference. I'm going to teach you how to speak from, most people speak from their head. I'm going to teach you how to speak from your heart. That's it. Like, people want to know what's the core. When people run into you, what is your core? Like, my whole thing is, I love spending time with my family. Family is my life. Family is everything I do. And I want freedom of time to hang out with my family and friends. That's it. That's the core of who I am. So I started out with like, I'm a family guy, been married 27 years with 2 wonderful children, and I love real estate. That's who I am. It's simple. It's straightforward, to the point, and I didn't have to manufacture. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are going to do. You're going to go, who am I? This is the section you do not go to AI to tell you. AI doesn't know who you are. Just spit it out. Whatever resonates with you and you truly, truly believe with all your heart, that's who you have to express here. It doesn't have to be family oriented, but man, people love it. It can be pet oriented. It can be dog. It can be cat. I don't care what it is. You love your mom. You love hiking. You love fishing. You love everything. I'm a big outdoor adventurist. It's family, freedom, and outdoor adventure are the order of my 3. So find 2 or 3 primary traits that you describe yourself to all your friends, your family knows you for, and let it be the truth. Because if it's the truth, you never have to think about it. It pops up here. If you guys go out and create like a chat GPT of who you are, not only going to waste hours, it's going to sound fake, and you're going to step over the biggest rule that me and Zach have, is being authentic, being your true self in your true skin. So like, I sit in front of you, I don't read from a teleprompter because I just tell you the truth. If you tell the truth, you don't need a teleprompter. It's just really easy. Number 2, I just want to get the information out to you. If I sit here and try to package it perfectly, and I'm going to teach you in today's thing, is I'm never going to get it like completely perfect, and I'm going to waste days, if not weeks, doing it. It's more important to get the information out. Remember, I'm looking for progress over perfection. And if you're looking for perfection, you'll never get it, because you're evolving till the day you die. So like, you got to put your best forward today. And that's what I'm showing you how to do. So who am I? Narrow it down to 2, at most 3 sections, and just prioritize them. It's that simple. It should be 2 sentences, maybe 3 at the most. I'm not looking for the best grammar. I'm looking for the most authentic answer. Once you do that, you've answered question number 1. So let's do this. Next one. What do you do? This is standard, because if we don't tell people what to do, it doesn't make sense. And this is where it gets a little, everyone's like, oh, do I tell them the truth? Do I do this? Listen, if you can't tell the truth, you can't do it. I buy houses for cash. I buy houses quickly for cash. Any situation, any condition. It's the truth. Now, some of you go, I'm just a wholesaler. The problem with saying I'm just a wholesaler, number 1, you kind of demean yourself. Number 2, they don't know what the hell that is. Number 3, are you wholesaling bread? Are you wholesaling eggs? Are you wholesaling cardboard? It's such a generic term, it doesn't describe. Now you can say, I wholesale real estate. Once again, if I'm talking to a realtor, if I'm talking to a friend of the neighbor, they have no idea what that means. I buy houses quickly for cash, any situation, any condition. Do you know anyone like that? That's it. You can't say you're a cash buyer, but it doesn't really give any direction. I buy houses for cash in any condition, any situation. Do you know anybody in that situation? It's that simple. So we've got number 1, who am I? Number 2, we answered, what do I do? Remember, the simpler you can make these explanations, the easier it is to spit it out, whatever you need to do it. So we always talk about an elevator pitch. This is going to have the fundamentals of an elevator pitch when you do it. Now, number 3, which is going to tie into number 1, how much you care about your customers. Do you really care about the people you're helping out in wholesaling? And you know my philosophy on this. If you are in this strictly for the money, you ain't going to make it because there ain't enough money in the world to keep you happy while wholesaling. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. But if you truly want to help people out and you want to solve problems, I mean, big fat problems in real estate, wholesaling is amazing. And if you help enough people along the journey, truly help them get out of their problem, the job itself is extremely fulfilling. You don't have to do wholesaling forever, but man, you're going to have to help people out. And if you think you can do wholesaling without helping people out, you're going to struggle terribly with this. And it's just the truth. The more people I've helped out, that's how I've made my money. And so many people think wholesaling is like, I don't want to help people out. I just want to get paid. Well, good luck. It's not going to work. So we have to tell them how much we care about our customers. I truly believe this deep down in my heart. And remember, I'm speaking from here and I'm translating with my brain here. But people always want to hear what's in your heart. Why? Because it's the truth. The problem is with most gurus and everyone, they speak from their head, and that's why they're full of crap. Like, how can I financially benefit by giving this information? I want you to benefit by helping people out so you can help you and your family out. So we have to identify, how do we help out our customers? How much do we care? And this is the part of the training where I'm going to show you how to capture this information. Let me ask you, how many people have you helped out in wholesaling where like they've hugged you, like, I can't believe you did this, it's absolutely amazing, and you didn't document it, you didn't do anything, you didn't capture it? It's okay, because I know most of you have fatigue from the gurus who want a testimonial whenever you have the slightest inkling of success so they can get credit for it, so they can sell more courses. I'm not teaching that today. So number one, once you've identified that you truly care about people and you want to help solve their problems, you're going to have to solve a lot of problems in wholesaling to make a lot of money, then that's perfect. So why don't we just capture that information and show other people how much we care about our customers? I go so far out of my way for my customers. Like I am night and day. Here's Rick and here's everyone else I deal with in my market. It doesn't mean I get every deal, but I know when I get them, I have the highest probability of success in doing it. I know at the end of the day, I care for my people. And if a deal's not going to work out because the seller wants to back out or it's the right decision for the family, then I'm okay with it. I'm not going to let another wholesaler or anybody else come and take my deal. But if it's for the betterment of the customer, I will walk away from a deal. And I've done it hundreds of times. And that's how you know you're truly out to help your customers. So here's the next step. We have to show them how to do this. Crap, Rick, how can I put this together? I'm always helping people out. I love them. By the way, you can create your little documentaries, your videos, your pics with people that you didn't even buy your house, but you still helped them out. How? You referred them to a realtor. You helped them with with a moving company. Maybe you found a probate lawyer or something for them. These are all examples of how you help people out. It's not always just buying the house. I've helped out some people because here's my line with every seller I deal with. No matter what, I'm going to help you get your house sold. Sometimes they don't accept my wholesale bid. Now, maybe I can get it listed for them. Maybe I can do a creative financing strategy. But by just helping them out and documenting the journey with their permission is going to lead to other customers. It's going to lead to other people I can JV with. It's going to lead to cash buyers. It's going to lead to future partners. And that's what I want you to understand. If people don't know you, nobody knew I existed my first 5 to 7 years of wholesaling. Why? Because I didn't document much. And I'm here to tell you, I want you to save you from that same mistake. Full disclosure, social media was much more challenging back in the day, 2003. Like, you almost had to have like a coding education to do it. Today, everything's point and click and it's super simple. Let's show you how to do it. So if you truly care about your customers, this is perfect because you're just going to document the journey. Maybe it's you hugging a customer, maybe a customer talking amazingly about you, but we'll go over that in a little bit more detail. And last but not least, that's number 3. So number 1, who am I? Let me put it. So number 1, who are you? Next one's, what do you do? How much do you care for your customers? And number 4, you cannot do this without number 4, because a lot of you do all 3 of these and you skip number 4 and simply like, how do you get a hold of me? How do you contact me? Also called the CTA, a call to action. I've actually seen posts where people don't put any information like, how the hell am I supposed to get a hold of them? Like, it's crazy. But if you go through all this effort to highlight your services, then you got to show people how to get in touch with you and make it super, super, super simple. So let me show you how to do that. So we have the 4 things. I want to just run through them real quick. 4 key things. Ready? Who are you? What do you do? How much do you care for your customers? And how do I get in contact with you? So here's what happens whenever you help out a seller. And remember, it doesn't always mean that you buy their house. You just help them out. If you truly have a heart of passion, you want to help people out, you go on an appointment, it doesn't work out. I even tell them, hey, listen, do you mind if you can basically record a little video and tell people how I helped you out? And sometimes I didn't even buy their house. And they will just go on and tell you how great you are. Now, here's the key difference. You always ask for permission. You never do it without someone's permission. It is a recipe for disaster. You people with your hidden cameras and all this other stuff. I was out shopping the other day and they got cameras that are hidden in the sunglasses and eyeglasses now. I do not condone that. You always want permission, period. Because when you record them, they're going to be out on the internet and I don't want a phone call that people are upset. Not everyone agrees to this, for full disclosure. I don't blame them, but we might as well ask, because the power of video and pictures to promote your business is incredibly powerful. And I'm going to show you a couple of ways of why I know that is for a fact. So if we know that, we have to ask for permission. If you don't ask for permission, please don't shoot it and then ask for permission, because it kind of wastes time. Some people get freaked out. So if we have to ask permission, ask, do you mind if I take a quick picture or video with you? Now, I always ask for the picture first, and I take the picture and I ask permission. I go, you mind doing a video? And usually they'll agree, but then you can pick one of the two or use them in combo. That's the secret to doing this. And it needs to go seamlessly. Say, hey, Jude, do you mind if I take a picture with you and show people how I helped you out so much? Yeah, it'd be great. Take the picture, turn around, I go, hey, do you mind just shooting like a 15, 20-second video and just explaining your own words, not my words, of how much value the services I offered you? End of story. Now, if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. But people really feel, I find that customers, sellers in particular, that you truly helped out, they bend over backwards to try to help you out. And guys, here's a little secret. Here's the one secret. I'm not even going to put this in the text in there. By getting a seller's, I hate the word testimony because I think it's ridiculous. Getting the seller's endorsement is not a testimony. And testimonies are for gurus that sell crappy products. I'm sorry. Going to say it right there. Johnny P said he bought the course and it was amazing. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm looking for people going to speak right from the heart. If you ever want to know if you're going to buy something, if you're buying something based off of a testimonial, listen to what they say. It's all you need to know. I can instantly tell in a testimony if someone's speaking from their head or their heart. Sometimes you can see they're following like a teleprompter or cue cards behind them, which I find absolutely hysterical. And it's funny, especially in like a seminar setting. But okay, back to this. So we're talking about asking for permission, and I simply ask for the picture first and I do the video. Now everyone asks, like, how long do these need to be? Guys, it's short content. It's short. And I'm going to let you in a little secret. Most of you don't do this because, number one, you're horrified of it and you don't think it's going to be of value to it. And you make up your mind inside your head going, listen, I don't need to know this. Don't be like me. Nobody knew about me the first 5 to 7 years I wholesaled because I didn't tell anybody. Now, I had a little bit of a limited social media platform back in 2003, but YouTube wasn't even invented. Well, it wasn't owned by Google at the time, and it wasn't really mainstream. So I had to go out and physically meet everyone. So the power of video and pictures when you do this, imagine if you could go out and meet with 100 people in a click of a button. And that's the power of social media. Some of you guys are like, well, I only got like 10 views this last week. The views go on forever. Like, honestly, right now, there's probably 75 people watching this at the moment at any given change. I don't care because I know over the lifetime of this video, over months and months, will be thousands to tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands. Guys, it's the power of video and social media. And you've got to understand that. If you're doing everything above board and you love what you do, then why not put it out there? I agree that we're in a very niche market, but I'm not telling you invest a lot of time doing this. So we ask permission, we do the picture, we do a quick video, and I let the seller script the video the entire way. And I say, hey, Mr. Seller, just tell them in a nutshell what Rick Ginn did for you and your family. And just lean in and just listen to them. And then you let them talk. They usually go on for 20, 30 seconds. They look horrified a little bit with the mic, but they just kind of keep talking. And what you want to do is have them talk from the heart. And once you do that, you close it out and go, listen, if you know of anyone who needs help, just like this seller, remember, we buy houses all cash. We close quickly and we make it a seamless transaction for your privacy, for your efficiencies, and there's no inspection and there's no contingency period. Give me a call. I would love to talk to you. Simple as that. You open and close it and let them talk in between. Don't ever let your sellers open and close it because it's usually be a disaster, but it's that simple. Now, I said, here's the key word here. I said, take a quick. I didn't say take a long video. I didn't say take a long picture. And what do I mean by quick? Guys, if you have to think about this too much, you're all wrong. How do I know if you're thinking about it? If you're worried what people are going to think about the video, like, what are you worried about? It's a walking billboard for you and it's free. Number two, if you think you got to do hair and makeup, you're never going to get it done. So I love the ladies out here. Like, just people want to see you for your authentic self. Nobody's perfect out there. I have bad hair days. I don't even care. My son taught me to just shoot the video. Like, people don't overly care about your hair. As much as we all think they do, they don't. So remember, I give you the comp rule, 10 minutes or less. If it takes you more than 10 minutes to do this from start to head to toe, please don't do it because you're not getting the point of what I'm trying to teach you. You've got to do it quickly. You only have a small time window. And the more you drag your seller on, the worse it's going to get for you and the seller both. So how do we do this? Just don't think about it. Follow the Nike slogan. Just do it. Shoot the video. At worst, shoot it twice. If you completely mumble your words, just shoot it twice and move on with your life. Do I need to say more? I don't know why you guys don't shoot videos of this stuff. It is great stuff. Now, at the end of the video, I'll show you where to post it and how to do it. But I'm telling you, if you overthink about this stuff, you're never going to get it done. Now, the only thing you might need help with, so remember I said 10 minutes or less. If you want to write a post, not about your description, but like just about your call to action, your ad copy, you can use like an AI, like a chat GPT. Don't overcomplicate it. Remember, if it takes you more than 10 minutes from start to finish, you're doing it wrong. Use the 10-minute rule comp and it will help you. Because the problem is if it takes you more than 10 minutes for a 1-minute video, the reality is you're overthinking it. You're trying to make it perfect. If we're trying to get progress over perfection, why are you trying to get perfection? You learn by doing it. It's the same thing as wholesaling. Just dive in and do it. I'm telling you, it makes a tremendous difference. But if it takes you more than 10 minutes, I want you to look, especially people that take hours, if not weeks, you don't get it. Like, I figured out wholesaling in 90 days. Why? Because I took a massive amount of action. I was terrible at it, but I kept doing it no matter what. And I got better. I got better each month, each day. This is going to be the same way. You're going to suck when you start doing this. But remember, it's about your customers talking about you. It's not so much who you are. So now, once you shoot these videos, they're really, 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 really simple. You can't do them wrong. The only way you do them wrong is you take too long and your ad copy goes on forever. Simplify it. Just have a call to action. Your call to action at the end is simple. You're either going to have a landing page or you're going to have a phone number or they can leave a comment. Now, be prepared for them to have to do all three. So a landing page can go right to your CRM form. I'm not going to get into it because I'm not a tech guy. Phone number to me is the most valuable. Here's the key. You put a damn phone number out on that internet and you don't answer the phone live, you just lost a valuable lead. Answer your phone. People still like to deal with humans. The reason they're calling you off of your social media ad is they're connecting with you. Like, oh my God, he helped that person out. I'm kind of dealing with that same situation with my mom's house. Might as well just give them a shot. It seemed pretty cool, like pretty simple. When they call you, they get a voicemail. It's like you've just lost your peak interest. So your call to action needs to be as simple as possible. Don't make it a long drawn out form. Always, and I mean always, have a call to action with a phone number. It simplifies the process for you. So if we know that, the next thing is once you create, so the other thing is why I want you to be so proficient, because when you sit there and you do this all in front of the client, you make it like, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we take a pic together? And I would love to share the experience that I've helped you and your family out with. Yeah. Then I ask for a picture. And then the next thing I do is once I shoot all that stuff, I'm not going to sit there and bother them with the ad copy. I'll take a few minutes and figure it out. Is I'm going to ask them for what? So social media has gotten really tight these days. You have to get permission electronically now. Why? Because if you want to tag them in the post, they have to accept you as a friend. The only way, I promise you this, the only way they're ever going to accept you as a friend is if you make them do it while you're standing in front of them. Hey, listen, while you're here, hey, Sheila, can you just accept my friend request real quick? Now, most people don't have 10,000 friend requests, and she clicks it right there. Awesome. You have to do that. Without that, you have a limited view audience of just your own. So by getting permission from the person, you now have permission to exceed outside of your own friends and your own reach of influence. And this is where the power of social media comes in. If you could reach, most people have, I think it limits up to 5,000 friends. So that's 5,000 people you never met before. And here's the really cool part is you are being endorsed. What do I mean by that? You are being endorsed by a third party. It's no longer you. It's not Google presenting you. It's not these BS Facebook ads. It's Sheila from the third party. Hey, Rick bought my house. Everything was amazing. It saved the house from foreclosure. I walked away with money, my dignity, and my pride. And now I feel like I got a fresh start. And then I go, hey, listen, if you know anyone who needs help like this, give me a call. We buy the houses all cash. I will save you time. I'll save you energy. And most importantly, I will treat you like gold. Call to action, phone number, simple as that. That's it. People go, well, they're talking about them. It gives you another level of credibility. In the beginning, we don't have a lot of credibility because we don't have a lot of customers. So even your first few customers you help out or you attempt to help out and they falter, you can still take advantage if you went way out of your way above and beyond to help them out. So it's third-party endorsement. It's really valuable. Celebrities use it all the time. The problem with is nobody believes paid ads anymore. They're just paid for. There's no screening. There's nothing on them. So that's why a third-party endorsement is incredible. But you got to keep in mind, you actually have to get their permission and you have to ask for that friend request. Without it, you're in trouble. Now, this is the same thing as when you have sellers signing a contract. You want them to sign it, especially electronically, while they're on the phone with you because they'll never get through it. So when you ask for the friend request, have them do it right there because it's never going to happen. You'll wait weeks on end and your post is going to fall to deaf ears. So that's what you want to do. Now, once they add it, now you have the option that they can either share the post with other people, which they don't, it's not a requirement, but like sometimes they're excited. So if you're ever going to caption the essence of their excitement, if anytime they're going to share, it's like right after you do the video. That's why I'm telling you, you cannot take a day and a year to do this, a year and a day, whatever, how we do it. So not only can they share it, but they can add it to their profile. And that is the key. Listen, the sharing, probably less than 10% of them are going to do it, but some are so enthusiastic you can ask them. But if you ask for the friend request, you have electronic permission, you ask for verbal permission. Once you put them in there and you tag them, they're going to show up tagged. I believe it shows up in blue or red, depending on, it depends on if it's Instagram, Facebook, all the other sorts, is just going to show up in their profile. And when it comes in their profile, that's potentially 5,000 people that never knew about you and didn't know anything about it. And if you can find 1 to 2% of those people that even want to talk or play with you, you just open yourself up to a whole new brand of leads. Not brand, but a whole new spectrum of it. Remember, I don't need 1,000 deals. I just need a few. I'm not a used car salesman. I'm not selling widgets. I just need a few houses here and there to really keep that cash rolling. So anything I can do for free and that puts me out there and basically highlights what I do, I want to do it. So by sharing, you get exposure to a new crowd. And that's what I want you to do, because you know how Facebook, Instagram, everything, like their algorithm limits the scope of the people you show it to. So the more people you do this with, the more exposure you get. Guys, it's free, for God's sakes. And I want to go into some of the untalked about benefits of doing this, which I think a lot of people overlook. So we talked about the third-party endorsements. And after this, post on as many social medias as you can. Like TikTok's not as prolific for this, but I will tell you, Facebook and Instagram, extremely powerful. Now, I also want you to know, a lot of you watching on me on YouTube right now, it's extremely powerful. Why? Because it's a video and I'm not editing this video. I'm just getting it out to you. Why? Because number one, it's important. Number two, you guys enjoy the content and I can teach you in real time doing that. If I sit here and edit the video and try to make it perfect and I read from a teleprompter, I'm not even going to say it. I'm just like the president of the United States, right? And we all know that's working out. So I'm just telling you, it's so important to get that information out, and that's what I'm teaching you. So on YouTube, you can simply go out there and create a channel. Oh my God, how it's like 5 minutes to set up. You set up a real estate channel. You don't set up a wholesaling channel. And then you put your views on there. Now, make it public. Don't make it private. Don't make it unlisted. Make it public. And every time you get a third-party endorsement from a seller, from anybody, you put it on this channel. And here's the power of it. Number one, people get to know you before they meet you. And if they like what they see, they're more inclined to meet you. Number two, they know what they're looking for and who to expect when they show up to their house. Extremely powerful, especially in today's age. All sorts of freaks walking out there. Hey, I used to tell everyone, I go, I'm the 6'2" guy walking in with dark black hair. And I'm going to pull up in a black truck and I'll have a shirt on that says X, Y. That's why you'll know who it is. People in this day, they want to know who's coming to their houses so they can hold it accountable. So they make sure they're not going to get robbed. They have security and it's safe. People don't like the uncertainty of our business. So by doing these videos, even pictures, it helps you so much with it. Now, I'm going to share another little secret when you do this. So you can just send this link, and every time you do a testimonial, it's automatic. And you can send it to everyone. Hey, how do I know what you look like, Rick? Hey, let me show you some fun videos I did. And sometimes I mixed up some personal videos in mine. I do like fishing videos. People are like, oh, that's really cool. Why? Because they get to know you as a human being. And just like you get to know your favorite characters online, you obviously know me and Zach really well. You know our tendencies to tell the truth and be authentic. Then they're going to get that same vibe. They go like, man, I really want to meet with this person. They seem like they're real genuine in what they're doing. This is the power of videos and pictures of social media that are going to help you do that. Now, I'm going to share the final, and so it creates familiarity with your sellers because they don't know you. So think about like if you went on a dating website app, what's your biggest fear? Are you going to look like that picture that you showed online? There's nothing, I can't imagine anything worse. I don't use them because I've been married a long time, is having a picture of like this good looking dude with like a full set of hair and everything. And then you go to meet him, you have a dinner date and the dude's super short, bald, and like fat. You're like, I don't understand. And by doing these videos, you kind of, I don't care what shape you are or anything like that, but I want you to be in the best shape you can be, but they know what to expect when you show up. So the last thing I want to do is, that's why I don't want you guys to have like cartoon characters of yourself. I think AI is getting a little out of control with that. People have this perception of what they think they look like, and then they got the reality of who they are. The reality of who you are is shaped every day by the decisions you make. So share this information with your customers. It is extremely valuable. Now, I'm going to share a little tidbit that you can do that'll help you out because you're like, crap, Rick, I really don't have any customers yet. I haven't helped anyone out. I got you here. And I'm going to show you. Actually, I'm going to come back on my channel at some point and share videos I did way back when. I kept these videos extremely powerful. The first videos I did when I didn't even do a deal. You ready for this? I interviewed team members. Now, I know you said, dude, I was doing this all by myself. My team members were my title company. I had a mortgage broker I talked with. I had multiple realtors. And I sat down and interviewed them for like 5 to 7 minutes. Real simple, set a camera on a tripod. And I said, listen, tell me a little bit about the real estate business. What's going on? And then I interjected in the beginning and the end of what I did and how you can get in contact with me. It was that simple. And by them, all I asked them is to endorse me. Hey, listen, reach out to Rick. He's a great guy. He has a extensive knowledge on all aspects of real estate. And if you want to sell him your house, I know he's going to come through for you. And that's what they'd say. Even when I didn't even do a lot of deals, my title company was probably one of the key ones. I eventually got my lawyer to do it. I got my mortgage broker to do it. And I got multiple brokers and realtors to do it. So if you don't have that, you have the ability, you're going to have to learn to talk to people. And you got to learn not to be shy around a camera. Camera's your friend. It is like a billboard that works nonstop for you and just keeps pulling customers in. Guys, I'm telling you, all this stuff works. And I'm trying to think what else I want to add on this. Oh, I got one final one. You ready? And then here's what I'm going to do is I am going to share a link here for anyone who wants to do a live. And I will put it in the comment section. So funny. Okay. So I'm going to put up, you guys want to jump on a one-on-one, I will put it in here and we will take them on a first come, first serve basis. So guys, I'm not picking on anybody. That's like, it's hair or not. I don't give a crap. Hair doesn't make a human being. The heart does. So here's the last one I will tell you about this. We're in a business that's constantly being attacked. Like it's just, and honestly, I feel like the gurus are attacking more and more. I mean, they want wholesalers to fail because I promise you, they have a product that's going to solve all the problems. And I'm rooting for the wholesaler. Like wholesalers are like, I want us to win. And if we know that, then why don't we just go ahead and build up a database of all the positivity we help with people. So I'm telling you this because I've had this happen in my career. If you record a video picture or a documentary of someone showing them completely satisfied, which a video is the best, there is no way they can ever come back to you and go, that guy or gal ripped me off in wholesaling. What? Here's a video. You said I helped you out and I did everything. Now, I'm not looking for the fraudsters to do this. I'm just saying, if you document tons of people you help out, it's highly unlikely anyone to ever come back and point your fingers. Yes, I've had people point fingers to me for ridiculous stuff. I had one exact case. The lady shot a 2-minute video. I paid cash for the house, fixed it up and sold it. And then three or 4 months later, someone come back and said, you know, he ripped me off and stole the house. Well, that wasn't it. That wasn't the case at all. In fact, we walked through the whole thing and everybody looked at it. They go, listen, everything's above board, and just find out that there was some other family issues that did it. But when I showed the people the video, they're like, lady, you just said he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And that was it. I bought the house for cash. That was it. I moved on with my life. And that video honestly let me sleep really easy at night. So just an idea for you. Not only do you get the third-party endorsement, which is huge, because like nobody believes paid ads anymore. They're all BS. They do get eyeballs, and that's about it. So getting a third-party endorsement via Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever it is phenomenal in your business. It's super simple, guys. You just have a link to your channel, and you make that part of your marketing package when you send out people. And remember, not only do you work with people that you help sell their house or you help them out, either way, remember, it's going to build future customers. Is Look at team members, look at your title company specifically, realtors, brokers, mortgage people, anybody in the business, and you can interview them what's going on in real estate, having them endorse you at the same time. Guys, this is the power of social media. You have to make a decision. Are you being used by social media, or are you going to use it to your advantage? You're going to have to make a decision on how you're going to do it. It is completely up to you. So let me jump over. I'm a little cockeyed today here, but let me jump over, answer some questions on here, and let's see who we can help out. And as usual, guys, if you're new to this video, go over to freewholesaling.com. We show you how to get started there. And like the rest is going to be history. So let me show, where can I put this? Where did I put it? Okay, here we go. Okay, so you guys pretty much answer your own questions. Okay, so I see some people want to get on here with the lives. Juan says he's launching his first postcard. If you guys want to learn how to do postcards, go over to mailingmastery.com. He's referring to our ROS postcard. He'll do fine. He'll do great with it. You just need a little instruction on it. My eyes are not functioning the best today, but let's jump on and help some people out here. And let me hop on Roland. Roland, you there?
Hello.
Yes. What's going on?
Hi. I'm still new to wholesaling. This is my third week actually coming up, and I just had a couple questions.
Shoot.
I'm having a lot of trouble with finding lists to pull. So the first week I just did FSBOs because that was the easiest, and around week 2 is when I started pulling government lists. I started doing foreclosures and code violations, and the thing that keeps happening is I'm pulling lists, but they've already been pulled a ton. Like, it got to the point where I'm putting the address into like TruePeopleSearch.com, and they're like popping up as soon as I start typing them. That's how much people have been like searching them.
Okay.
So I was wondering if you had any tips on pulling lists in general.
So here's the key. So let me ask you, how much have you gone through freewholesaling.com?
I've gone through it twice.
Okay. So you know FSBOs are challenging, right?
Yeah.
They're not the preferred method. Now, you can get practice on FSBOs, but that's what you're mostly going to get unless you have an incredible work ethic. So you have to understand, you got to know this philosophy going in this front. The harder the list to get, the better off you are. I can't control how many people look at a list. That's way out of my power. So you have to understand, you can either have if it's like, so you said the word before, it seems kind of easy to do the FSBOs, right? Like before you start, right? Like you said it was like, it seems easy, right?
Yeah. It was easier to pull because the government lists were complicated at the time.
Yeah. So I teach you a philosophy here, and like, dude, I've lived this to a T. Anything that seems super easy up front is going to be a nightmare on the back end in wholesaling. If you understand that philosophy, it'll be easier to pull lists. Let me give you an example. If you're a football guy or not, do you watch football at all?
No, not really. I'm not a sports person.
Well, it's a good analogy. So when I first started playing football in high school, I was a big guy, but I was extremely inexperienced. And so they basically, they put me in at like a nose tackle or tackle. And then every now and then they would just let me go through the line. I'm like, holy crap, I see the quarterback. This is the easiest thing. And next thing I know, I'm on my back and like they're waking me up with smelling salts. Why?
Yeah.
Because it seems so easy. And I'm reaching for the quarterback, and like this 250-pound dude from the left side is called a pulling guard. It's a trap. It's a trick. And you think you're going through, and then you get laid out blindside. And so my coach, after about 2 or 3 smelling salt sessions and concussions later, he says, when you go in real easy, nothing's easy. You have to lean into it. So I would learn to lean to the left or the right. Sometimes I'd lean and it would never come, but I'd rather anticipate it. And so you have to anticipate problems in wholesaling. If you can easily get the seller's name, phone number, and there's a price and pictures, you are the nose tackle going into the line. Look like you're about to tackle the seller for a home run deal. You're not going to get it. I'm sorry. Statistically, you're going to get killed. What you need to do are find the government list that you can get. You can't get every one of them. Are you doing this locally or virtually?
Virtual.
So virtual, getting the code violation list virtually is a challenge. Would you say that?
Yes, sir.
So here's the problem. Whoever can get it is going to get the most success. Why? Because it was super hard up front. And once you got through it, then you can actually get to the easy part of wholesaling. But this industry is built on tricks to make everyone feel like they're making progress and they're going backwards. So remember, you're better off doing the hard stuff up front because you'll get more profit. The problem with FSBOs is these people are looking to sell houses without any type of fees or realtor fees, and they want full price. They usually want 10 to 15% above retail. And for that reason alone, you almost have to wait and let them rot for 6 months before they even start talking to people like us.
Yeah.
And let's face it, the realtors are like swooping in on them. It's an absolute nightmare. And you have to talk to thousands and thousands on a regular basis to even have a shot. And honestly, you're almost better off going on MLS if you're going to do it that way. The government list, you got to find the ones that you can actually get virtually. So we recommend 6 to 12 different types of government lists you get, depending if you're doing local or virtual. Once you get those lists, then you got to figure a way to attack it, get the phone number, and get access to it. Probates are challenging to get. Code violations are challenging to get, but damn, are they really good. Now, you got to find which one you can get. So you just got to narrow your list to which ones you can get, and then you got to go like deep dive and get into them. End of story. But like, you can do virtual driving dollars with like dmzac.com, stuff like that. But you can use software. And I will tell you, I'd rather you pay for a piece of software before you hire an employee doing anything virtually. But this is sometimes where the prop streams, the batches, the deal machines come in and they actually help you out, because for like $97, you can pull a ton of data. And as I always told you guys, if I had to use one size fits all, I like Deal Machine because you can do everything within it. What used to cost us $5,000 for skip tracing is done. You can get it's writing this and skip. So I just want you to understand, because you're pulling phone numbers, doing cold calling, right?
Yeah.
So just to let you know, inside of Deal Machine, depending on what level you sign up, you can get up to 10,000 leads a month included in your subscription. And here's the best part. You get the skip tracing included with it. How hard is it to do skip tracing manually?
Skip tracing, it's not the hardest thing, but it does take up a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time. And then you got to figure out what's your time worth. So for $100 or $150, if you could have it all done, and that's the most you pay a month, and you're willing to make the phone calls and deep dive into it, it's a great way to go. You don't have to kill yourself in this business. Listen, I'm all about getting a deal for free, Roland. Like, I'm 100%, but like, there are some limitations when you do it virtually, and you got to figure out how to get through it. Remember this, if the list seems too easy, you're going to be busy, and busy makes you feel good, but you don't make any money doing it. If the list is hard and you had to bust your ass to get it, and you had to overcome a lot of obstacles, it's usually worth its weight in gold. And that's typically the probates, tax delinquencies, water shutoffs. I mean, I can go on and on with the list. You know, the eviction list, stuff like that. But so let's talk about lists that are easy to get. So let's talk about things that you can accomplish right now. Have you tried the pre-foreclosures?
Yes, sir. Those were the first ones that I tried.
Easy list to get, though, right?
Easy.
Yeah, because it's public information. It's a lawsuit. So all you have to do is skip trace it. The problem with pre-foreclosures is, so you watch a lot of my stuff. What's the key to a pre-foreclosure? Like, if I had to sum it up, you want to catch them early or late?
Earlier.
Yeah. Why? Because they procrastinate. That's how they got in that position, right? Listen, people don't want to be in pre-foreclosure, guys. As much as you think that, nobody wants to be there. So I try to catch them early and I go through it quickly. At the very end, there's not much. You can do it, but it's a more advanced strategies. The other one, evictions. Have you tried pulling the evictions list?
No, sir.
So that's public too. You will never have a problem getting that list. and you're just looking for a tired landlord. It's a quick phone call. It's worth a shot. A lot of them are a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. There's also a technique we teach about garage sales. So I've done multiple videos on it. You can research it on YouTube, on like the Flip with Rick channel. You ever heard of my garage sale list?
No, sir.
So you simply find garage sales in your area through either Facebook, uh, uh, Craigslist, or you can use like a county site. You find addresses for people going through garage sales, and then you cross-reference that address and see if it's an absentee owner. You know what an absentee owner is?
No, sir. Where the owner is absent, right?
Yeah, it basically means they're a landlord, or they're like a snowbird, someone that
Oh,
travels
okay.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Once you verify that they're an absentee owner, you simply skip trace their name and call them and go, listen, I noticed you're having a garage sale on 45th Street. Guy goes, here's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to catch them off guard. Most people that do a garage sale are usually people looking to move out of the houses quickly, especially in rental properties. And the landlord's usually behind on rent or the property's in rough shape. I bought numerous properties like that. And once we figured this out, I marketed to them. I used to mail to them. Now we cold call to them. Now, the reason you're calling is you give them the element of surprise. They didn't know their tenant's moving out. You're the first one to contact them. They haven't been paid any rents. If they're ever going to make a decision, that's the time they're going to sell the property. And remember, they're on your side. You just gave them key intelligence that nobody else would share with them. I find December the absolute best month to do it because it's like midnight move out before the end of the year during the holidays. But this happens over and over. Just make sure you sort out the chronic people that have garage sales every weekend. It's not that hard to find. Dude, I could go on like 4 hours on like how many lists like you could get. I just want you to understand this, Roland. Like the harder the list is a little bit up front, the more work you got to do. Usually the better the end result's going to be. And if it's super easy, it feels good. It's like eating bonbons. Like they feel good, they taste good, but you're going to feel like crap in about an hour or two. And it's the same thing with like leads. You just got to keep going through. I agree, you're new, but you need as much exposure as humanly possible, and you need to get through. So find the list that you can take down and take full advantage of them. And remember, I don't like, listen, I didn't say FSBOs won't work. They're a pain in the butt. You're looking at people looking to sell for full or above price without a realtor. Like, it's people like, oh, they're perfect. No, they're actually a pain in the butt. Honestly, if I was going to go and if I had to do FSBOs, I would call for rent ads first. And I would ask them about the property. I go, listen, you ever consider just selling me the property? Why? It's vacant. They don't want to put any more money into it. It doesn't mean you're going to get everyone, but I get more reception from people looking to rent a property than someone trying to sell on a FSBO. I have people have success on it, but to me, it's a training ground because it's too easy up front and there's a reason for it. I don't find the sweet spot until they have it on the market at least 6 months. And by then they still don't accept the truth. And so I don't want to beat your head against the wall doing it. So I want you to go in and narrow down those lists, the ones that you actually think you can get traction, that it's a little bit of a fight up front, and then you just got to go all in, and it's a volume game at that point. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. So for the evictions list, that's just going to be on like the county websites too, right?
Correct. And you can simply just call them and go, you just it's just an eviction list. So it's some people what any landlord's trying to do when they do it, they're trying to get a judge to sign a writ of possession, which basically forces the tenant to go out, like physically moves them with a sheriff's office if needed. That's what they're trying to get. So if you need to ask them, I go, someone filing for like a writ of possession, which is a court order, says the judge says we're going to physically remove you from the property if you don't leave. So it should be under eviction list. It's not complex. And once again, it is a public lawsuit and it has to be public. They can't hide it.
Yeah.
And then you can look up on there. You can see how many properties they own. But like I just pick up the phone, skip trace, and call. I do not look up values. I don't care about the story. I just want to know if they're interested in selling.
Yeah.
And that's where you find your tired landlords. Once you're kicking them out, you're done. You're tired. Once again, you got to hit them with speed, though. You can't wait a month or two, then call them because you're not going to be the first person to reach out to them. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. And one more question really quickly.
Yes.
So back to what you said with the county websites, you prefer or you recommend calling them instead of emailing them, right?
Say it
Because
again.
whenever you're in the county websites, there's always the number, and then there's a way to email them. You recommend calling them instead?
Yeah, you got to call. You're not going to get anywhere with an email.
Oh,
It,
okay.
you're just being nice about it. But like,
Yeah.
listen, if you go in person, it's much easier. Then a phone call is going to be next, and then an email. I almost guarantee you like 99% failure on it unless you have a relationship with them. So I would do the phone number and then use your rapport building skills that we teach you at freewholesaling.com so you can connect with these people. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome, man. See you. Juan, what's going on? Long time no see.
Hey, what's going on, Rick? Thank you
How you
for all
doing?
the information today, man. That is great video.
It's it's really simple to do. It's like it's
No,
not
it's dummy proof.
it's dummy proof. And I'm going to share with you guys some of the old ones I did because you're going to laugh. I sucked at it. But I look back and they got like 6,000 views. This is when I didn't even do social media because people listen, if people want to look you up, you might as well create the content for people to look up, or people will create content for you.
True.
So you guys realize when you do a YouTube video and you make it public, if you make it unlisted or private, it has no value on the internet. When you do it, it's going to jump to the top of your search engine. I could go on and on. You can go into Google, fill out all your forms and everything like that. And people talk about Google reviews. They suck because
Yeah.
anybody can write anything about you. This is the part like nobody wants to talk about Google reviews. I've had employees that didn't leave on good terms like any other business, and they'll write a nasty review and like it's ridiculous. And I only have one policy. When I had a nasty review, I responded positively. I'm so sorry it didn't work out. Our
Mhm.
standards are set forth to take care of our customers to the best of our ability. We wish you the best. Like you can't fight hate with hate. So if you just shoot 3 to 5 videos and you tag your name and your business all over it, when people search you on Google, it's going to go to the top. They go, oh, there's Juan. That's what Juan looks like. That's what he does. And all of a sudden they're like, okay, he's not a scam artist. Because that's
Mhm.
the first thing people attack us like, how do I know you're for real? And just put the damn content out there. You can get away with pictures, but video jumps to all search engines. It has the highest priority. And that's why I communicate to you with you guys via video,
Yeah.
because it's so much more powerful and it's easy to do. I used to sit down and shoot 5-minute videos just to kind of tell people what I did. They were terrible. But like I had to start out with some sort of content information. And people are like, hey, how do I know what you look like? I'm like, you won't miss me. You know, I'm just I'm a tall black hair guy and I'm going to show up to your door. And like it just puts them all at ease. So put it in
Yeah,
the fact it
definitely.
works well. We could do a million different things, but I love to do this stuff for free and get it out of the way. And then when you guys become social media influencers, you'll be very inept on how to do this. And it's very, very simple. Everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I'm gonna take those tips. So I had some questions. Last week I know we had some issues with the audio, so I
Yes.
didn't really get to ask in depth because I did go and finish the mailing mastery. So on one of the modules for the mailing mastery, you pulled a high equity list,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just a basic list, obviously. Um, so I had a question about the list. Obviously, you're doing 5 years, 5 years of ownership to 30, which I liked. That I wasn't doing the 30. So there's a question I had with the LTV percentage. What's the difference between the LTV percentage and the equity percentage?
So I use equity percentage pretty much exclusively because LTV is, remember, it's all data. So
Mm,
I'm not a data expert, but like I look at the reliability of the information.
mhm,
Why these filters give you multiple options is ridiculous because test this out if you want.
mhm.
Do the LTV and do the equity percentage, and the numbers don't match. Now they're not far off,
Okay,
but I hate that. Like to me, it's
got
like,
it.
why the hell do you like put this extra play in there? By the way, you can go line by line item on the filter. I've done this because I
Uh-huh.
used to do this heavily with Core Logic when I didn't have a lot of money. It's ridiculous. And you find out which filters have the most value to you based on how it filters down the amount of data you get. So
Yeah.
LTV is a perfect example. But I could go on and create massive confusion for you, and I don't want to do it. Like last market recording date versus last market sale date. What's the difference? There's very technical differences. And if you get too far in the weeds, you'll get paralyzed because
Okay.
there's just too many damn options in it. So
Yeah.
remember, a high equity list, the purpose of it is to give you a big, massive list and have you filter it down to tailor suit the needs of your market. A high equity pretty much catches everybody. It'll catch probates in there. It'll catch people in code violations, and you just play around with it. And the thing is, you have to do a few mailings, and then you just keep tightening the noose, and you dial in your filters, and you kind of figure it out. And I always let the data speak. Data doesn't lie. It doesn't. It just does not have the ability to lie to you unless you want to manipulate it. But once I get a deal and I start talking to people in a neighborhood, I go all in on that neighborhood. Like, I just make sure we pound the crap out of it. That's typically when, if you're doing it local, we'll do reverse driving for dollars, put a sticky note on every door within that 2-block area. And we just go crazy with it. Because once I know the numbers and they work, then I've already kind of I've pinpointed the map where the gold is, and I go all in with it. So a high equity filter is a great place to start because you need bigger numbers when you do direct mail.
Okay.
But then you got to narrow them down. And so I've looked at my criteria over the last 18 years of doing direct mail, and boy, I've learned a lot. And so, like, a long time ago, my age for you owning a home was 10 years plus. I'm nowhere
I
near
remember you
that.
saying. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
But then I'm down to 5. To be honest with you, we do between 2.5 and 3 years now.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I have to open it up because I only have so big of a markets when I do it.
Yeah.
And so but like, think about the common sense logic explanation of this. How much has the market changed in the last 3 years? A lot.
A lot, yeah. Even in
So,
the last year.
so the problem is, if you don't have a lot of change over a 3 to 5 year period, then you got to like make a bigger filter. But
Okay.
for the longest time, we could do 10 years, then we did 7, then we did 6, then we did 5, then we knocked it down to 3, and in some markets I do 2.5.
Okay. Yeah, because that was my question on that. So I'm gonna go based off the percentage, and I'm just following everything that you said on the mailing master because this would be my first time doing it. Because I am doing the probates. So I actually was while you were doing the live, I'm doing the probates to pull the data for them because I'm actually mailing them myself separately.
Yeah, that's what
And
you should
man,
do.
it does take a lot. I mean, just to pull 80 so far that I have. I mean, it's since Friday I've been at it. So I mean, I'm not even done yet. So I'm gonna be doing that on the side, and doing the ROS for this particular market. So that's where I'm going with. And I was gonna ask you for. I know last week you talked about opening up the flip with Rick
Did you
Plus.
get in?
I didn't get I didn't get an email.
I don't think I clicked the button. So what I'll
Yeah.
do is I will make sure that happens this
Because
week.
I was
So
anticipating. I was like
yeah, I know, but
staring
like,
at my phone.
to be fair, I've had Zach out.
No, I know.
It's so an update on that, guys. He's coming around. He's now in the full recovery mode, and I'm just trying to get him, like, he wants. I mean, he's ready to come back. I'm just, as a father, I'm just like, listen, just his voice isn't quite there. And if he just has another 2 or 3 days to heal, he'll be good for the next 10 years. So
Yeah, I
he'll
appreciate
come
your
in,
time,
but like,
though,
he
man.
helps me run that section. I don't think I clicked the button, and I'll open it up because I think you would like, some of your questions are really detailed, and I
Yeah,
like it. And I would love to get you inside a Flip with Rick Plus and show you, because we do it like a partnership program. And by the way, me and Zach are the only people in the country that basically offer to partner up. Like, no money, nothing out of pocket. We just need you to be a member of Flip with Rick Plus, so we know you're serious about investing,
yeah.
which is a minimal investment. And then we make such a crazy offer that you'd be nuts to turn us down on it. And so the amount of people I've helped out there and the amount of money we've all made together is just, it's phenomenal. And they know when they win, I win. But
No,
I can be
definitely.
really, like, As a partner, I'm a different person, and it's what you need, because when you have a partner, especially someone that has a higher skill set than you
Yeah.
want them to push you. So here's the thing is, I don't do everything for you, but I do push you, and I make you
Mhm.
accountable for what you do. So
No,
that'll be
and that's
opening up
why.
this week. Zach will be on. I mean, he really wants to come on tomorrow, but
No, and
I
that's why.
really, I
That's why.
don't think it's a good idea. I don't, because
No, I don't think so either.
if he starts talking, he can go backwards, and his throat's healing. So the plan is Thursday. So we go on Thursday. If Zach wants to come on, make a cameo appearance, but like he can't do his usual hooting and hollering. So we're almost there. It's been a long 2 weeks of recovery, but it's
Yeah.
it's just one of those things you just got to get out of your life and get on your way. And he's in a position where he could get it done anyways. And this is why we kind of work together and support each other. So
Yeah,
he'll be on with
definitely.
that. So by Thursday, you will have a clear, definitive answer when it'll be open up. Is that fair?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I just had one last thing. Yeah, because
Yes.
I mean, this mailing stuff. I mean, I want to get it right. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna overthink it, but I just want to make sure that I have, because obviously I've done deals already in this market, so I just want to take the step to the for the mailing and want to get in there so I can get a little bit better,
Uh-huh.
just guidance from you guys because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing this full time now, and I just want to make sure that obviously that's where I'm missing that part where I know that I need somebody that knows more than me to kind of push me to that next level. So that's where I'm like, okay, really want to get in so I can do this the right way, and then just keep blowing up.
I got it. I got it.
Hey,
Okay,
thanks,
but
Rick.
I'll update you by Thursday and we'll figure it out. So,
Thanks, Rick. I appreciate your time, man.
yeah. So I see somebody's putting a post on here. It's a really recent AV. I'm not going to put it up because I don't like to promote groups I don't know about. But this whole like closer, like championships of closers and people walking around with like big belts. I'm not in the WWF. So here's my problem with the like what do you call it? I don't know what champions of closers or whatever. Wholesaling is not about closing people. It's the complete freaking opposite. So people say I'm the master closer. I'm the greatest. I have a title of the best closer. God bless you. Believe them when they say it, because I promise you, anyone who has to wear a title around their belt, I promise you, they have a high ticket course. If you don't believe me, go look at belts and then research that person and see if they have a high ticket course. And I need to say no more. My problem is that they're all good people, but to say you're king of the closers in a business that doesn't require closing, it requires an incredible marketing skill set and an ability to connect with people. Yeah, you still got to ask some hard questions, but I don't close anybody. I just guide them through the business. I'm looking for a very small niche of people. So to me, to go on like the king of the closers or whatever you want to call them, and put on like a WWF belt, what's the point? Like, what? I don't understand. And the thing is, there's no qualifications. It's just you have to have some sort of influencer. And being an influencer does not make you the best at anything. And so that's a little bit of my challenge. I give kudos for them going out and recording calls and doing the whole thing. You have no idea where the leads are coming in. Very rarely do they call people randomly live. Most of it's all pre-set up type of stuff. I'm sure some of them do it raw, but for the most part, we are not closers in wholesaling. So I'm not going to promote like going on a closing thing when I already tell you it's not about your sales skills. It's about your ability to be an incredible marketer, to find distressed sellers, and your ability to connect with them. Anything else is merely a distraction to get in your back pocket to sell you a big fat course. Don't believe me? Go do the correlation. Look up anyone who's got a championship belt outside the UFC or the boxing ring, and I promise you, every one of them have something to sell you to you. And listen, I'm not going to compare us to like a fight because it's not. And I'm not going to go on this anymore. Like I'm just telling you guys, closers in wholesaling is an oxymoron statement. Sorry. You have to be a master marketer and you have to have the ability to connect with people. and differentiate yourself. Closing them, you can't make people sell you their house. There's no magical words like, oh, that's right. Now I'm going to sell Tony my house. Now I'm going to sell Rick my house. Now I'm going to sell Zach my house. It never works out that way. And you have to understand that. So, okay, let's jump on. Uh-oh.
Hey,
Mike,
Rick.
you there?
Yes, how you doing?
Good, man. What's going on?
I definitely made a lot of progress from our last conversation. I have
Okay.
like 2 questions because
Share it.
I'm close. Like everything you say works like gold. I tell
Okay.
you, you're the best. So I
Yeah,
have one.
so can you tell my wife that?
Well, when I come down for Rick Plus in October, I'll tell her personally.
No, listen,
But
I've been married 27 years, but I'm still like a rook. I feel like a rookie being a husband. So
gotcha. So I found a probate in Buffalo, and the people live out of state. So they're in town right now. And
Mhm.
I was talking to them, and they have somebody that has a agreement of 68,000, but it's not locked up.
Okay.
So I have my lowest offer is 56, but when I was talking to on the phone, or 53 was my lowest offer. But when I
Mhm.
was talking on the phone, they told me that they would close a deal at 70,000. I want to know how I should approach that.
Well,
And the person was also a hoarder.
yeah. So boy, we've had a lot of hoarder conversation over the last few weeks. So I'm going to give you the good and the bad with it. Number one, I don't like chasing other people's bids because you
Okay.
have no idea the merits on theirs. So you got to underwrite the property based on what you think it's worth. So what do you think the value of the property the way it sits right now, honestly?
Well, the ARV is like 125, but I think about roughly like 20,000 to fix it up and everything after, your
So Mike, I'm going
this.
to tell you something right now. So I've been doing this 21 years. I have never in my 21 years history found a hoarder's house that just needed $20,000 of work. And
Okay.
this is going back 20 years. Like
All
today,
right.
the numbers are everything costs so goddamn much.
Mm-hmm.
If you could fix a hoarder's house up for $21,000, I would be willing to put a large cash deposit bet against that number because it's guys, I'm here to tell you this is a secret. It's not a secret. It's just the facts. I don't do a lot of hoarders houses. Do I have a lot of hoarder houses that come across my plate?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. The problem with them, they're in such bad shape. Because remember, hoarding is everyone thinks, well, it's a cleanliness. No, it's actually a mental illness. And it's not one to
Mm-hmm.
be dealt with lightly. They rarely can ever fix it. And you're
Gotcha.
never going to get them, even if you strike a deal. So like a probate's a little bit different story. I assume the hoarder probably passed away.
Yes. Yeah.
So now you're going to deal with the recourse of it. How much crap's in the house?
I have it. I'm going tomorrow to check it out. So that's why I'm talking to you now.
So,
So it's
listen,
out.
here's the problem with hoarder houses. It's such an undetermined amount, like what the repairs on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the challenge. So most hoarders houses you go to, there's so much crap in the house. You're like, crap, I can't even like figure out how to get through the house. So the problem is even if you get the crap out, and a lot of times just getting the crap out because you got to buy it with all the crap in it can cost you $5,000 to $10,000 just to remove it. Remember, you need the physical help. It's disgusting. And then once you remove it, then you expose moisture, you expose rats, bugs, usually heavy termite damage because they don't really run
Mm-hmm.
the AC and there's like a lot of food and junk in there. And then like whatever you thought it was, it usually winds up being 3 to 4 times the cost of it. And that's the
Got.
problem. So I wouldn't put a lot of stock in. Go, listen, let me just take a look at it.
All right. And I have one
You
other
got to
one.
look at it because I'm just hoarder houses. Your cash buyers are going to beat the shit out of you on it. So I'm sorry about the language, but
No,
they're
no, I
they're
got you.
really bad. So a lot of times you'll spend $30,000, $40,000 just on structural stuff, roof, termites, like HVAC systems, electrical, because they're not healthy environments. They have mold, a lot of dirt. And then cosmetically, then you have to usually double that to do that. So what you thought's a 20,000, I'm going to lean towards is probably around 60, 50 to 60. And based on
Gotcha.
those numbers, it ain't going to work. So But good thing is when you go in and look at it, you can renegotiate. Now, why didn't they sign the other deal? They were just looking to bid it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I didn't really get to that part. I just asked like the
Just
MTCP.
take a brief look at it. But I'm just telling you, if it's really bad, just walk away. Go listen, take that contract and run. And most
Got,
likely that contract won't work out either.
gotcha.
Quarter
And then
houses
I
suck,
have a
guys. They suck.
mhm,
Not saying they're
gotcha.
not doable, but usually the damage is like it's the one house where it's the exception is you have to be on the highest end of the repairs. 20. Remember, there's cosmetic, which what we see. If you have to do structural on top of cosmetic, it's like 2 to 2.5 times the number, especially in
Okay,
today's environment. So take a
right.
look at it. Like, don't put a lot of stock. I don't believe 20 is even slightly accurate.
Okay.
If it
And
is,
then
do it.
mhm,
But I don't think it is. And by the way, there's a reason they haven't signed that contract. There's something that's bothering them about it. Most people in probate, especially a hoarder's house, are like they just take the first sensible offer across the bow and they move on. And so
mm,
ask them, why haven't you signed up that deal? I go like this. It sounds like a pretty good deal. If you look at the house and it's crappy, you go, it's a pretty good deal. I'm like, the guy's a little iffy, something like that. But you give it a shot. I'm just not crazy about hoarders houses because there's very little value in them, and you have to buy them so cheap. Most people can't accept it, and they usually go on like a 1 to 2 year journey to try to get the property sold. And for
gotcha.
that reason, is what drives me nuts about them. And then
Mm,
I had a hoarder house. This one was in Vero Beach, one of the worst I've ever dealt with. Unfortunately I dealt with 2 or 3 in this area. It cost me 12 grand just to get the crap out of there. That's how bad it was. It was, I think 8 or 9 20-yard dumpsters. And here's the kicker. At the end, my handyman went out. We had to go up look at the attic. He said the attic was full, head to full, all the way over a 2,000 square foot house. So the attic cost us another $2,500 to get it out of there. And the problem is the labor pulling stuff out of an attic. Like you and me think we have bad attics. Go look at a hoarder's attic. It's terrible.
right.
No,
Gotcha.
just kind of look at it. Like, don't put a lot of stock into it. Look into it. And I'm just telling you, I think your number is extremely light on it. But come back and tell me
Yeah.
otherwise. I would love to hear back from you on it.
Yeah. I have one other one and I'll be
Yes.
good. I have a guy that the ARV is like 235. He said that he got a quote for repairs for like 20,000. But I even because they were remodeling, it was his wife's house, but she passed away in 2022. And
Uh,
there's a loan on it for 70, but I guess supposedly they won't let him pay it off. So there's a $70,000 loan because the loan's in her name, but the deed's in his name and he only
okay.
wants 25 and with my lowest allowable offer would be 90,000. So that's the one that I'm really looking towards. I'm really sharing with you and Zach and getting
Okay.
the
So
deal.
let's unpack this because that was a lot of information. So you found a house, and is it a husband wife?
Yeah, it was a husband and wife, but the wife passed back in 2022 and he just wants to get out of Rochester. He's like,
So
I want to go back to
there's
Arizona.
an outstanding loan on the house in her name, correct?
Yes.
Is he making payments on that debt?
I think he is because like I said, he tried to pay it off, but I don't know exactly if he's paying
So
on it,
just
but
so
he's
you know
told me
how debt works, they can't refuse a payment. It's highly
yeah,
illegal. If you offer to
that's why
pay
I
it
thought it
off
was a
in
little
full,
strange.
so the reality is they might not accept partial payment or anything like that. But like if he truly wanted to pay it off, he could go to a title company or a lawyer, request to pay off, especially if um, he's this he's the widow, then it would be completely copacetic and you shouldn't have any issues. So,
Got
um, that being said, if he's making payments on it, all you got to do is get in the details of the particular. And if you want to do a creative financing, so he's looking for how much?
he's looking for that loan for 70 and he's looking for 25 with my
So
lowest
95.
allowable offer was 90.
So where you at with him?
Well, got off the phone with him today. I did the whole thing where like let me talk to my partner and get back to you tomorrow. So I plan to reach back out tomorrow to set up a time to stop by and look at the house.
Well, take a look at the house. And then if you want to reach back out to me, or you can send it to support@flipwithrick.com, sellmypaper.com, and we'll take a look at it. But um, what city, if you don't mind me asking, that one's in? Is that Buffalo or?
In Greece, New York. It's
Over.
near Rochester.
So how big of a house, do you know?
It's 1,730. I have it on my phone right now.
That's close enough. So let me ask you that. A house like that, what would be the rental rate of a house like that in that area, you think, if you had to guess?
I would say like 1,200. It's a really nice area.
You just got to figure out what the monthly payment is and how old that loan is. And really the only thing if the house isn't in horrible shape, which is the other one that would take you out on this, if it needs a massive amount of repair, that's where this deal falls apart quickly. So if the house is up and ready to be rented, I can find you 50 people that would buy that deal tomorrow. So I just bought 3 last week.
Okay.
But you got to keep in mind the 20 grand is where he's going to have to be open, a little bit negotiable, because not everyone wants to throw 20 grand for a subject to deal, because it's got to be very, very, very good. So it's usually negotiable. Someone like that get 5 or 10 grand, take over the deal. But if he'll give it over to subject to financing, the existing financing, and it's reasonable, and the house doesn't need a lot of repairs, it's a good deal. It's got a deal that should move forward. If it needs a ton of repairs and he hasn't taken care of anything and he's behind on the payments, that's where those deals like go to like sleep forever. So look it up, reach back out, and either take it down yourself, or you want to partner up with us. We'd love
definitely
to.
On part, even if I make nothing off of it, I want a partner so I can go to Rick
We got
Plus
to
and
make
learn
something
more.
off of it, because if I can't make money, you can't make money. There's no reason to do the deal.
Right.
So take a look at it. Just like understand the 20 grand has to be negotiable. It depends on what the deal shows, how much cash flow is it going to make. But the biggest thing I want you to look for is this thing, like, is it ready? Could we put it on the market to an end user, or could we rent it out? And if you could walk in and go, crap, Rick, this thing needs nothing. I'm in the process right now. I don't know if he's on here, but one of my partners in Flip with Rick Plus, he found a deal in the Carolinas. I'll just leave it at that. We're just pulling 4 grand out of our pocket and it's ready to go. Like it's an like really good deal. I'm like, that's why I love to do that. Like these people who put 20, 30 grand down on every subject to deal, I'm like, there's better ways to take them down. I make money the day I buy them. I make money every month, and I make money when I sell them. If I don't do that, I don't want to do it. So, someone's out there teaching to put down 20 to 50 grand on subject to deals. It's just a recipe for disaster for newer people. I would never recommend you to do that, because that means you got to go find 30 grand for someone to give to you to make that back up. And then if you got 10 grand of repairs, it just means you work for free. So take a look at it and reach out back to me. I would love to hear back from you. Support it. Flip with Rick. Just put Mike, New York on there, so I'll know the heading on it. Does that sound fair?
All righty. Sounds good. Okay. I appreciate it again, Rick. Yeah, good.
Okay, guys. I tell you what, do me, I'm going to be on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button here. And for God's sakes, be subscribed to this. Check out my son's channel on Zach Ginn. And tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll be on Flip with Rick. Maybe do a little cold calling, do something live. I don't know. I feel a little reckless without Zach being around. I might as well just give it a shot. I'm not known for cold calling, but maybe you guys inspire me to do it. We'll have you pick out the customers. I don't know. Haven't even figured it out. I figured out. I can't wait for Zach to come back in the studio so I can get some sanity back, because I feel like, I don't know. It's like we're missing the yin and the yang to our team. But he'll be back. He's doing good, guys. He might make a guest appearance tomorrow, but he won't really be talking. And then if everything goes well, he'll be back Thursday, and we're good to go, because we got our big challenge coming up in June and we want to get that going. So guys, have a good one. Go out there and get a deal. Make sure you go over to freewholesaling.com. This is Rick Ginn signing out. I will see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern.